News.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to the WTIM Morning Show. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host. Good to be here with you all on this fine Thursday. We got Dee Kruger, the director of Lincoln Land Community College, in my studio today. Very excited about that. Before we get going here, let's thank our sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. Ms. Kruger, how are you today?
I'm just fine. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's always a good time to have you in the studio. We last month, I think we were talking spring registration. That's still out there. Always remember to do that. But this time, we're going to talk about some amazing programs over there at Lincoln Land Community College.
Right.
And this time, we're focusing on healthcare programs.
Yes.
It's a deep well. Talk to me about
It
this.
is. We have 25 healthcare programs at Lincoln Land. So if you're someone who wants to help others, work in a high demand field, increase your earning potential, and have a career for a lifetime, maybe healthcare is for you. There's a couple of them in there that you may think, well, is that really healthcare? For one is fire science, but it does fall under our healthcare programs. It's designed for working fire science professionals, helping them to grow and meet the needs of changing communities. Then also our EMT kind of goes along with that. You can get an EMT anywhere from 16 weeks. And if you want to earn your paramedic and go further, you can spend up to 2 years with us and get your degree in emergency medical services. The other one that's kind of out there is exercise and sports science, but it is kind of healthcare, wellness, and all that kind of thing. So it does take 2 years. It's in exercise, of course, management, economics, history, and psychology of exercise and sports science. Then we have, if you don't want to be, I'll say, in the blood and gore of healthcare, we have medical coding. That takes approximately 10 months to get through. So most of our programs are either, anywhere from 8 weeks to 2 years, just depending on how much time you want to put forth. And then nursing is one of my favorite categories because it's such a wide breadth. When someone says they want to be a nurse, we really have to hone down on what they're looking at. Are they looking at an LPN, an RN, a BSN, an MSN even? And then you can teach other nurses. That's kind of cool if you want to get into that. Because sometimes in the nursing field, you do burn out and need to have something to fall back on. And teaching others how to be a nurse would be a great way to do that. We have neurodiagnostic technology. It's where you perform tests and monitor to help diagnose brain and nervous system disorders. Occupational therapy will help people with disabilities or physical impairments if you broke your arm, broke your leg, to live more independently and have fulfilling lives. Then we have radiography and our closely related sonography. Radiography is, of course, the x-rays. Sonography, of course, is doing ultrasound images of not only babies, but other things too. I always warn my students it's not going to be all babies because I think that's what draws them into the field. And then we have surgical technology. It is, you're part of the operating team from working with surgeons and preparing the patients to handling equipment and the room prep. So if you're in that, want to be right there in the heart of things, that one will take 2 years as well. We also have a central sterile service technician. They are the ones that clean all of the instruments and make sure they're all sterile. So all of those programs are not accredited, but they are eligible for financial aid.
Okay.
So we also have what's called the PATH program. That will help students pay for other incidentals, possibly, like transportation. It works together with federal financial aid to help meet those gaps in what students need in order to be successful in their programs. Just a little tidbit, 96% of our associate degree nursing graduates were employed within 6 months of graduation. And our completion rate was 97% in 2021. I just decided to add that and went to the website, and that is the newest information. I think 22 and 23 should be, or 22 should be popping up there pretty soon. So it's a good thing. And a lot of students say, well, it's so hard to get in. It's so hard to get in. Well, we want to make sure that you have the knowledge and basis to do your human anatomy and physiology before you get into nursing.
Totally.
And sometimes chemistry and math, and that stumps a lot of people. But it's only because we know what they're getting into and we want to make sure they're the most prepared for it.
Sure.
So, a lot of these programs have what called prerequisites to where we have to get your math and English up to par. We have to make sure that your sciences are within the past 5 years and your math isn't within the past 5 years. But I recommend anyone that's remotely interested in any of these, look at our website. Some of the programs have information sessions to where it's an hour. It's either in person or online. They tell you what I like to say, the good and bad, the ugly about the profession. Because, for instance, medical coding, you're going to have probably a 9 to 5 job. Nursing, you're never going to know, 8-hour shift, 12-hour shift, 16-hour shift, working on the weekends or not. So if if you want a steady kind of work hours, you probably want to look at something different other than healthcare. Because a lot of times, especially in surgical technology, you might be on call.
Sure.
Because surgeries sometimes don't wait for 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we have a few more programs down at our med district. These are not covered by financial aid, but they're quick, short, get out and get a job. Our first one is the clinical medical assistant. It's a 7-month program. You work in the clinical medical assistant profession, including administrative and clinical task. So it's a mix between a CNA and like an administrative assistant. And then we can also do the CNA, the certified nurse assistant, to a CMA. That's 13 weeks. You have to have worked 300 verifiable hours as a CNA within the last 6 months to bridge over and do this program. We have dental assistant, which is 5 months long, an ECG technician. They conduct electrocardiograms and stress test. That's 10 weeks long. Massage therapy, my favorite. I don't know if I want to be one or just get a massage, but it's 11 months long. A personal trainer is only 5 weeks long to help people reach their health and fitness goals. So I thought that, of course, the more you go to school to be a professional trainer, the more you're going to earn. But this will get your foot in the door. Phlebotomy takes about 14 to 18 weeks. And of course, that's drawing blood samples. And then our veterinary assistant is 6 months long in case you want to work with our pets instead of humans. And that's a very important job too. This will get you your foot in the door at a vet clinic, which is where you want to be if you want to keep on going with your veterinary science programs.
Totally. So these are all really, we just listed off quite a few there. Some of them you wouldn't even think of as healthcare fields. Those first couple you mentioned,
right?
But these are all just foot in the door type of, not credited programs, but they are week-long programs that any college or employer will take.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Once
you're done with these, you get a certificate that says you have completed 11 months of massage therapy and you're ready to go out there and work.
Wow, that is really awesome. And the success and completion rates that you just read off there were pretty amazing just for nursing. And they're definitely looking for nurses out there. It's a great time to do so.
It is. Our program used to be more competitive, but since we worked with Memorial Hospital and added about 60 new student spots, it's not as competitive as it used to be. But I tell students, you never know who you're going to apply with. You never know what your cohort's going to look like. So you still have to do good on those prerequisites in human anatomy and physiology and micro to make sure that you're going to be selected for the program.
Sure. You talked about stuff like fire science, EMT, paramedic training. Are those areas where you would only need the weeks of course, or could you use that program certification and get more education somewhere else? How does that work?
Yeah, I believe I'm not really refreshed in paramedic and how far you can take that, but I imagine there's a bachelor's degree in it somewhere in the world. I'd have to do some research on that, but that's a great program to get into as well at this time. What our world's in facing and all that.
Without a doubt. And you talked about the PATH program. Explain that one more time.
The PATH program is a program that was funded through the Illinois Community College Board. It aims to serve, create, and support and expand the opportunities for individuals in nursing and select healthcare pathways to obtain certificates and degrees. The PATH program provides resources for short-term and long-term education programs designed to help students gain employment in high-wage and high-demand fields. So it's also for people that may be in the field, like they're a CNA, but they want to go ahead and move on to an LPN or RN. The Path Grant, if you just go to Lincoln Land's website, www.llcc.edu, type in Path Grant, it's going to bring up and you can put your name on a waiting list because we do have a waiting list for the program. But I say if you never get on there, you're never going to get funded. So let's go ahead and, put your name in the hat. We also have WIA, the Workforce Equity Initiative, and some of our programs are covered under that. They actually, in that program, sometimes gets paid to go to school.
Oh, wow.
So, I wish I knew about that.
Yeah, right.
So that's kind of cool. Of course, all these programs have certain things you have to meet in order to qualify for them, but they're out there. And it's a great way to get your education paid for. And even sometimes, like I say, get paid while you're going to school.
Even better there. It's a crazy way to even think
right.
You get paid to go to school. But with these helps from Lincoln Land Community College, you can find them all at llcc.edu. That's right over there, Ms. Kruger.
That is correct.
You always got to remember the edu, and that's where you can find all this information. We're going to take us our break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk more Lincoln Land Community College. They got a great Fear 101 event coming up here, and much more with Dee Kruger here, director of Lincoln Land Community College. My name is Tim Zalabak. You are listening to the WTIM Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn steady, beans higher, wheat trading higher. December corn up a penny, 481. March corn up half a penny, 495. May corn 503 unchanged. November beans up 3 3/4, 12.92. January beans up 3 3/4, 13.12 1/4. March beans up 4, 13.25 3/4. December wheat 574 up 5 1/2. March wheat up 4 1/4, $6 1/2. December bean meal 427.90 down to $1.30. December bean oil up a quarter, 52.85. Livestock market at this hour. October feeders 239.80 down 17 cents. October live cattle up 35 cents, 181.47. December lean hog 67.95 up 45 cents. Energy market at this hour. December crude oil 83.73 down $1.66. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
If you're looking for the latest in local hunting and fishing information, then join us for Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and Sundays at 7 a.m. here on WTIM. Every weekend, we'll offer detailed Central Illinois fishing reports from professional guides. We'll swap stories with local celebrity sportsmen, and I'll invite you to share your favorite stories as well. Central Illinois Outdoors with Jared White every weekend on all WTIM platforms and on demand at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Brought to you by Bob Ridings in Pana, the Clinton, Illinois Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau, and Locked and Loaded in Pana.
The cold winds of winter will be here before we know it. With it comes wind chills, snow, and weather-related injuries. Now's the time to check out the fun and socialization you can have at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Have your own private apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Try them for the winter, and if you don't like it, go home. Visit Administrator Tony Clark at 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
With their street reopened, the all-new American Eagle Restaurant at 102 East Park in Taylorville invites your family to join them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, everything is made from scratch, and you'll know it when it hits your taste buds. They welcome to-go orders and reservations for families and groups to use their large meeting room. Their streets reopened, and the American Eagle Restaurant is ready to serve you breakfast, lunch, or dinner 7 days a week. They're at 102 East Park in Taylorville.
The cold winds of winter will be here before we know it. Wind chills, snow, and weather-related injuries. Now's the time to check out Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. My name is Tim Zalabak. Today in my studio is Dee Kruger, the director of Lincoln Land Community College here in Taylorville. It's been a great conversation so far. But first, we're going to thank our sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. For that first half, we talked about all of the healthcare programs. You said 25 in total.
25.
So many healthcare programs spanning anywhere from EMT services to medical coding and many different ones, personal training. It's things that you wouldn't even consider to be in healthcare fields. They got them over at LLC and programs to help out. You can find it all at llcc.edu. Now let's talk about another program here called the Do It program.
Yes.
Talk to me about this.
The Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology is launching a paid trainee program to build their pipeline of tech talent to meet the growing demand for skilled professionals and diversify the agency's workforce. Trainees receive a minimum salary of $54,000 from Do It while pursuing tracks in one of the 5 needed concentration areas, such as cybersecurity, networking, coding and database, end-user computing, and enterprise infrastructure. Additional tracks will be added as the program grows. Training will also receive formal mentoring from current Do It employees and will be offered a full-time job at the end after completing the program and meeting its benchmarks. So fresh out of high school, well, I do believe you have to have some computer classes behind you. I don't know all the details, but that's because there's meetings on Tuesday, November 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At Lincoln Land Community College in Springfield. So if you're interested, you can just go out to our website, look for Do It, DOIT, and they'll come up with that information. And I don't know if there's a registration for that or not, but I believe you can just show up on Tuesday, November 7th, 10 to 2 p.m. and learn about this exciting program. Cohorts will begin with 20 participants to begin with. And then we'll also have a training site in Springfield for these students to actually put their knowledge to work.
It's a pretty unbelievable program right here. You're getting paid while you get trained on that.
To get a good state job.
That base salary, yeah, to get a good state job.
Yeah.
And then you're basically guaranteed an offer
right
on your completion.
Right, right.
A really great opportunity.
Oh, it's so exciting
for people. And I'm sure high schools offer these computer classes. I'm sure Lincoln Land Community College would be able to help you out if you needed some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be the course of action if you, if you needed an associate's degree? I just need to say you needed an associate's.
Right. I'm not really sure. I haven't learned a whole lot about the Do It program, how it rolls into an associate degree. I know a lot of certificates are going to be earned along the way. But it's it's new, very new, because we don't even have our initial cohort yet. So I'll learn more about the program and then be sure to share that next time I'm here. But for right now, it's Tuesday, November 7th.
Amazing. And where can people go to find out any of that information? Is there a website there?
Yeah, just go to our Lincoln Land website and search for we have a super search program and just type in Do It and it'll pop it right up there for you.
That's good to hear. I've been on a lot of college websites and going on the search bar, I'll never find what I need to find.
Right.
But
I think ours is pretty good.
Good.
I think it is.
Type in Do It in the search bar and I'm sure it will bring it up for you. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
With our last little bit here, I'd love to talk about your Halloween event coming up here. Fear 101. Where's it going to be? What's it going to be like?
Oh, yeah. Our Fear 101 is sponsored by the Lincoln Land Community College Police Department. Students from construction and art classes assisted in building and decorated the haunted house, which is located in the lower level of Sangamon Hall. Admission is $5 and $2 for Lincoln Land students. And the chief of police had this to say about Fear 101. Visitors who dare to attend the Fear 101 haunted house will travel through multiple themed rooms filled with ghost ghouls and other scary sights. Come see what our talented students, faculty, and staff have created to get you in the Halloween spirit.
That's coming from the chief.
Yeah, that's coming from the chief. So there's it will be Friday, October 27th and Saturday, October 28th. I believe that's this upcoming weekend, from 6:30 to 11. And it's recommended for ages 13 and up. I don't know why, but hey, it might be a little extra scary. There will be a special lights on version for those younger and less adventurous. It'll be held on October 28th on Saturday from 4 until 6 p.m.
Great.
That will be the one I attend.
Accommodating.
The lights on.
I like the lights on version. I also love how Lincoln Land Community College students have gotten involved in this?
Oh, they have. I mean, they just anything the police department comes up with, everybody seems to dive in. I mean, we have our regalia where we build boats and students and staff participate and build boats and see if they can get them off Lake Christian.
So fun.
It
That is
is.
so awesome.
It is neat.
Getting them all involved over there. We only got a couple more seconds here, but Dee, I really appreciate you coming in today.
Sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was Dee Kruger, the director of Lincoln Land Community College here in Taylorville. They got 25 healthcare programs offered over there at Lincoln Land Community College, and you can find all the information at llcc.org. I'm your host, Tim Zalabak of the WTIM Morning Show. I appreciate all of you for tuning in today, and you are listening to the WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.5.